There's been quite a few very exciting builds on my channel in the last 12 months, including the 5.4 kg specialized ATS works that was also shown on GCN, the lightest gravel bike in the world on specialized Groupset works, weighing just 5.6 kg, a full suspension mountain bike on Scott's Park, and my latest video of Cannondale FSI hardtail weighing just 7.9 kg. But all this time there was something happening behind the scenes, which you might have guessed from my Sturdy Cycles workshop video last year. Check this out. This is a titanium ALLROAD adventure sturdy cycles with 3D printed titanium parts. There is something special about titanium bikes which is hard to explain, but if you ever owned one, you would understand. Or maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe they're not the lightest or the stiffest, but the feeling you get from riding a titanium bike is just wow. And I've been dreaming about this bike ever since I first saw it live at Bespoke 2021, and now 3 years later, dreams come true. As with any other video on my YouTube channel, you can expect a lot of information about why I chose this specific frame, the components, and also see the weight of all parts on the scale, and obviously the final result. And believe me, this bike will be mega. There are several reasons why I chose Sturdy Cycles frame kit. Super clean classic looks of the frame set with modern geometry and wide tire clearance. That became possible due to use of additive manufacturing or 3D printing. This frame has 3D printed integrated seat clamp. It has one-piece stem with the headset cover that allows for fully invisible cable routing. It has 3D printed yoke and chainstays. But the main difference with most of other titanium bike manufacturers is the 3D printed titanium fork. Unlike the carbon counterpart, this fork has narrow, thin profile of the legs, which complement the overall looks of the bike so well. This frame set looks beautiful not just from the outside but inside too. Just look at all these structures inside the frame. This frame set has full custom geometry, and I wanted a bike that would feel like a road bike but at the same time take 40mm tires on 700C wheels. So Tom and I took Sealer gravel model as a starting point and modified the geometry so it has steeper head angle. It has shorter chainstays. They are just 415mm long, which is just 3mm longer than on my road specialized ATS. But at the same time, it takes 700C by 40mm tires, which is perfect for all-road. And if I want to go bikepack and off-road, I can use 650B wheels with 50mm tires. Perfect. I'll make a separate video about my bikepacking setup, so make sure to subscribe to my channel not to miss it. The frame set comes as a complete package with titanium forks, stem, seat post, even cranks are 3D printed titanium, and also titanium axles. And you can have a titanium chainring and pulley wheels if you want, but I'll be using the aluminum ones for contrast. So effectively you can have 70% of your bike made of titanium if you wish to. Tom also offers a one-piece stem handlebar combo which has aero profile, but I personally like the looks of this stem with round-shaped carbon handlebars, which in my view complements the look of the round tubing of the frame really well. I also asked Tom to add all possible mounts on the frame set, so it has triple cage mounts on the fork, frame bag mounts on the frame, top tube, also down tube mounts, and it has mounts for the mudguards, which makes it a perfect bike for winter riding. I also ordered a custom titanium front rack from Proto Studio, which should make this bike super rad. One smart solution that I wanted to show you is this custom carbon cable guide that was made for me by Chris from Concept Company UK. What it does, it allows me to not use the sleeve that came with the bottom bracket and save 23 grams. Nice. The second most important component that contributes how the bike feels on the road is the wheels. I will have two sets of wheels for this bike. The first one I'll show in this video. This will be my road setup. And the second one I'll show in my bikepacking video. This will be the wheel set for the adventures. The main wheel set that I have for this bike is my road wheel set. That was built on Tactic TR01 hubs. These are the lightest center lock hubs on the market. They also have a unique conical phase-free hub mechanism with large engagement contact area and fast engagement with 45 teeth. An added benefit is that they come in this nice matte gray color, which should look really nice with the sturdy frame. I decided to go with Light Bicycle WR45 rims for this wheel set. In a lightweight configuration, they weigh just 410 grams. They have 45mm profile and also 25mm internal width, which is very wide. They also don't have internal spoke holes, which means I don't need a tubeless tape, so I can save another 30 grams. And finally, they're hooked, which is great because I can use both tubeless and tube tires and not worried about the tire coming off the rim. As this will be my road wheel set, I decided to go with the carbon spokes, the same ones that I used on my 840 gram wheels on ATAS and Crocs. 1153 grams, this is an incredible weight for a 45mm profile aero wide wheels. I'll be using Challenge Strada Bianca tires in size 33. I've used the same tires in size 30 before in my previous build, and they've been great. Really like their ride feel, and they have yellow sidewalls, which should look really nice on a titanium bike. For my road setup, I will be using tubes, and my go-to tubes are Tubolita. I've been using them for the last 3 years, and they are light, they are strong, and they're also very compact. My new favorite gravel handlebar is Beyond Cycles G-Roll. This is the same handlebar that I used on my Crocs S-Works build, and I had several rides and I just love it. It has very short reach, flat, shallow drops, and it's approved for clip-on aero bars, which is a must for an adventure bike, at least for me. I'll wrap the handlebars into Berg bar tape. In my view, guys from Berg make the most stylish bar tapes on the market. They are also very light and stretchy, which I like, and I've opted for the Osa Stealth design for this build. And while these bar tapes come with really nice bar ends, I'll be using a sub 1 gram 3D printed nylon bar ends by Lucendi WW. The saddle will be Beyond Setka, the lightest 3D printed saddle on the market, and also the most comfortable, at least for my ass. Sturdy Cycles cranks are designed for the standard SRAM 8-bolt design direct mount chainrings. So I ordered the custom Garberuk chainring in their new lightweight design that was designed for their own Garberuk cranks, but they made it in 8-bolt design for me. And for the perfect setup, I'll be using titanium bolts that I got from T-Parts. And guys from T-Parts have pretty much all possible nuts and bolts that you have on your bike. As for the shifters, I'll be using SRAM 4s of the second generation. Why not red? Because they weigh exactly the same as SRAM red, but with carbon shifter clamps from Andrea Campani design, they actually weigh 20 grams lighter than SRAM red. The reed rail is something that I've spent quite a bit of time on. I completely took apart SRAM 4's XPLR and sanded down the aluminium parts, so it looks like this. As you've noticed, there is no cage on this reed rail. The reason is this. Wow! This is ceramic speed OSPW cage with titanium 3D printed pulley wheels for a perfect match with the sturdy frame. And I feel you wouldn't forgive me if I don't do this. Still spinning. Done. I'll be using Rode 1139 12-speed cassette, roughly the same range as 1036, but it weighs just 238 grams, which is very light. As you probably know, I like using Hope RX4 calipers on my bikes. They are powerful, you can customize the looks, which I did with these calipers. They are black and I replaced the ball caps with silver ones to match the rest of the components. And they are also very light, especially if you replace the original brake pads with some aftermarket with aluminum or carbon backing plates. And you can use them without adapters with 160mm rotors. What's not to love about them? I'll be using the new KCNC Nordic rotors that are designed for center lock. Really nice looking rotors, really light, probably not the best performing rotors on the market, but with Hope RX4 4-port calipers in 160mm size, they will be more than enough for an all-road bike. I was quite lucky to find these Speedplay pave pedals. They are no longer made, and Speedplay doesn't exist as a company anymore because it was bought by Wahoo. But these pedals were made specifically for all-road cycling, which is kind of perfect for what I'm building. The main difference with the standard Speedplay Zero is that pave pedals are fully metal, and they also have these cutouts, which in theory should allow better mud clearance, because to be honest, Speedplay Zero have zero mud clearance. I swapped the axle and bolts with titanium counterparts, again got them from T-Parts. Finally, I'll be using some aftermarket titanium cages. They weigh just 19 grams each, and I really like their design. I have no words. I love it. Time to check the weights. $7.62 kilograms. Well, like I said, it was never supposed to be a weight weenie build, but I think this weight is really good for a fully titanium all-road / gravel adventure bike with all possible mounts, and it's comparable to some off-the-shelf full carbon high-end road bikes. And what's more important, I've already done a 40-kilometer ride on this bike, and while I do feel the weight difference compared to my super light Specialized 8SS Works, this bike feels really stiff, probably stiffer than my carbon bikes. I think this is thanks to all the 3D printed parts on this frame in all the right places, and at the same time it offers a better vibration damping thanks to titanium, and also large volume challenge tires also play a role in how the bike feels on the road. What I also like about this bike is that it has all possible mounts, so I can adjust it to whatever ride I need. I can swap the wheels to 650Bs, I can use the front rack, I can use the frame back and mount it directly to the frame with no straps. And I'll make a separate video about my bike packing setup, so make sure to subscribe to my channel not to miss it. Now it's time to take this bike for what it was designed for, a proper bike packing ride over Grand Guanche route in Canary Islands. And until then, thanks for watching, see you in the next video.